Leader of Reform UK, Nigel Farage, spent the first week of the election shaking his head and backing away from Conservative pleas to run. To every request, he replied, no, no, no. But then, on July 3rd, Nigel tweeted, and I quote, "I will make an emergency general election announcement at 4 p.m. today." Say what you like about the man, but Farage is a master of language, and his phrasing in this case is an interesting way to turn the politics of panic back on the left. He has framed the state of politics as an emergency and offered himself up as the remedy. Then Nigel Farage went on and did this.
So I'm back. I'm standing as a candidate in this election. I've taken the leadership over in Reform UK. Do you know why? I see our country going down the drain. I believe in Britain. These boring idiots that lead the Labour and Conservative parties are not worth the space. Let's make Britain great again. Join me.
I believe in Britain. It is a line which broke the internet and sent a shiver down the collapsed spine of Westminster, rattling all the broken bones and soulless ghouls in the halls of power. Farage followed it by saying, and I quote, "The People's Army has its voice back." He completed the tweet with a little Union Jack icon. Look at his choice of branding. Nigel is Trumpian. He is patriotic. He is unapologetically pro-Britain. He is riding an organic wave of public support and articulating the mood of a disaffected Britain. You know what he stands for? You know what he thinks? You know what he wants. Nigel branded his political rivals in Labour and the Tories as boring. That is not empty political rhetoric. Labour and the Tories are anemic and directionless, dragged around by foreign interests and destructive social causes. To this, Farage and Reform offer the cure, a message of unity, a banner and a flag under which all Brits can stand.
What I'm really calling for, and what I intend to lead, is a political revolt. Yes, a revolt. A turning of our backs on the political status quo. It doesn't work. Nothing in this country works anymore. The health service doesn't work. The roads don't work. None of our public services are up to scratch. We are in decline. This will only be turned around with boldness.
The left want to play revolutionary politics, staging a death of democracy by 1,000 socialist cuts and 1,000 communist daggers, with the assault masked by the bubble wrap of woke. Well, here is your revolution, kids. A revolution of the working class, the middle class, and of the patriotic. The revolution of Middle England.
So make no mistake, we are unashamedly patriotic. We believe that it's right to put the interests of British people first. We believe Brexit needs to be implemented properly, and we are going to be the voice of opposition. And I tell you what, I've done it before. I'll do it again. I'll surprise everybody. Thank you.
Reform can win more votes than the Tories, claims Farage. You better believe it. The beauty of the Westminster system is its capacity to evolve and for sellout, worthless parties run by seat warmers and traitors to wither into nothing. Bad ideas can actually die. The Tories face oblivion. They are caught in the deluge. Their leader, Rishi Sunak, is literally dripping with the failures of a Conservative reign that began with David Cameron in 2010 and then experienced a kind of schizophrenia bouncing around Theresa May, Boris Johnson, Liz Truss and now Rishi Sunak. What began as a two-party system is fracturing. The jaws of rebellion are opening, with the Tories falling to Reform and Labour being eaten alive by the Greens and far-left socialist independents, who run on a campaign slogan like "Free Palestine," which has exactly what to do with the UK, we may ask. The UK is faced with a generation of politicians who do not care about Britain, either because their allegiances sit with foreign lands or they prefer the champagne socialist life of a European bureaucrat that cringes at patriotism and sees Britain as a backwater. Those globalists and technocrats are traitors. They deserve the same send-off as Brexit when Brussels was told to get lost with a message projected onto the white cliffs of Dover, the same shoreline that has vanquished more than 1,000 years of foreign threats. As Farage says, he has returned because he cannot let people down. They were looking to him, and he has stepped up. Promising to be a bloody nuisance, he will run in Clacton, a seat where he can win. So far, he has taunted the Conservatives there.
Well, we thought we'd pay a visit, but no one's at home. Can't think why.
Now, Farage is not pretending he will win the election. Reform, unless some miracle from on high happens, will not hold government. But what it will do is form the functioning opposition. Reform can put the handbrake on the worst of Labor policy. Reform can do what the Tories refuse to, and that is oppose anti-British agendas that make life very, very difficult for Starmer. There is a very real chance that, if successful, Reform and the Tories could end up in a functioning coalition like the Liberals and Nationals in Australia. Indeed, that may be the only way forward for the Tories. Otherwise, they may not survive as the Reform rises to replace them as the dominant Conservative voice. It has happened before and it will happen again. There is nothing written in stone to protect the major parties other than the goodwill of the public, and that is running pretty thin. The man who changed the course of European history by freeing the UK from the chains of Brexit is back. He is a political figure of genuine power, the power to move a mob. As the Caesars of Rome said, that is real power. As the major parties have complained, Farage is colonising the airwaves. Yes, Farage is a showman with a powerful message. Watch closely, Conservatives. Farage is a man who can walk down into the water and command the political tide to turn.
This looks like a job for me, so everybody just follow me, cause we need a little controversy, cause it feels so empty without me. I said this looks like a job for me.